What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing tips for buying your first car. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark already. It's about 3 o'clock now, so I need to bang out this video quick time. So here we go, let's jump straight into it. So we're going to jump straight in, like I said, with the first tip, which is add structure. So you need to make sure that the description is well written, plenty of detail about the car, such as the owners, how long the sellers had the vehicle, that sort of stuff, and just ensuring that the photos are good quality as well. Make sure that there's plenty of photos inside the car, outside the car, and there's a good range of photos as well, so not just all one angle, so you get a good idea of what each side of the vehicle looks like. Tip number 2 is making sure that the car is actually within your budget and you can insure the vehicle. Now this is quite key for new drivers especially. As I'm sure you're aware, insurance is a fortune for anyone under 21, I would say. I'm 19, I've got the Zetec S, so do a quote on your insurance before you actually commit to asking the seller questions, because when you start doing that, they see you as an interested buyer and look to save the car. So there's no point in getting their hopes up, saving everyone time really. Tip number 3 is check the MOT history of the car. So once you know it's in your budget and the ad is a good structure, get the reg. Now hopefully it's not been blurred out in the photos. Some people like to do that. Personally, I don't see an issue with it, but some people just do it. So get the reg, head over to the Gov website, which allows you to check the MOT history of a vehicle. It will show you how long the MOT has got left or when it's due, previous pass and failures on the car, so it will show you what previous issues the owners had, what's currently wrong with the car. So if there's an advisory, it may not have been changed, so I like to ask the owner if they've had that sorted since the last MOT before I go and buy a car. So do your research on your MOT history as well before you go ahead and actually decide to contact the seller. Just carrying on from that point, actually, is if you look at the MOT history and the car's done like 25k between the MOTs, I would probably stay away from that sort of car as well, just because you know it's been driven a lot. Usually people that do a lot of miles travels quite far as well, so if you're doing 25,000 miles in a year, the car's usually been battered, not looked after. So that usually gives you an indication of the vehicle's history as well. Now those are the main tips for buying your car. Now sometimes you'll find that all those things are fine when you're looking at the advert, and you may buy a car and it might still be a bit of a lemon. So one thing that I definitely recommend is when you go to buy a car is actually test drive the vehicle. That will usually give away if there is any issues, so that's your 4th one. If you can look at it as a tip, it's pretty standard procedure anyway, so that's why it's not really a tip, but it kind of is, if you know what I mean. So test drive the vehicle, just use the brakes quite firmly, but don't make the seller uncomfortable, and again use the throttle quite firmly as well, just making sure that you're going through all the gears as what you should be. Now those are your tips. The places to buy your car usually sort of depends. I actually got this car, my Zetec S, off eBay, believe it or not. The chap who was selling it had it out for sale. No one bid, but I still contacted him around a week later, just asking if he still had the vehicle, and he did. So I went and saw him and then came away with the car. So eBay, if you're in the UK, Gumtree is usually quite a good one as well, and Auto Trader. Those are your top 3. However, Auto Trader, you do find a lot of dealers. Now you can have a benefit from doing that because obviously you get your warranties, but you then pay the extra price. So it all depends on your budget, but I'm sure that you guys will be able to tell what looks like to be a good car and what doesn't. As I said, I haven't got too long. The light is dying on me, as you can see. It's getting pretty dull. So I'm going to wrap the video up there for today. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos to come. Like I said, I have got some mods coming soon. They're just waiting to come, especially with Christmas coming up. The post service is pretty crap. So we're waiting on those. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, or if this helped you at all. And make sure to comment below what other mods you want me to do to my Zetec S. Catch you in the next video. Peace.